everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are unfamiliar with who I am, or you guys have never watched any one of my videos before, which I guess is like the same thing, my name is Diane. June of 2018, I graduated with a bachelor's of health science in medical laboratory science. I figured it's back to school time pretty damn soon. I always wanted to make this video, but I figured it was probably better until after I finished school to actually sit down and talk about the things that worked for me and how I was successful in university. School was stressful, I'm not gonna lie. It's probably the most stressful thing I've ever done in my entire life. This video is not sponsored at all. I'm just a very avid believer in planners. These are the planners I started with in high school. You can see this one says 2012, this one is 2013. I bought these from Staples for a couple dollars. I don't even remember, it's been so long. Using a planner for me is super beneficial because I feel like in university or college or whatever, I feel like things just get so busy so quickly. You have so many more things to worry about, like, okay, what day is rent coming out? Like, when are you gonna go grocery shopping? Do you have time to go to the gym? What are your classes? How many classes? Do you have labs? Do you have tutorials you have to go to? And sometimes your schedules are not always the same every single day. A planner really helped me tremendously, like you have no idea. So this is the first Erin Condren planner I ever invested in. This one goes from 2015. You can almost make it like a scrapbook, okay? Like, I kind of went all out with my planner. I liked that one so much that I bought another one the year after, and this one I didn't have enough time to go and decorate them with washi tape and stickers. I mean, I did a little bit. It's good for sorting out, like, oh yeah, today I have transfusion, today I have a final paper due, I have my midterm, I also have a gala to go to, assignment due this day. I bought this one for last year as well. This one was from Michael's, but then I went back to Erin Condren because it's just better that way. So this is my planner this year. Keep in mind, I'm done school already, but the fact that it helped me through university so much. I can't go back to a life without a planner. I really like to go all out now and kind of just deck it out. This is what a regular page would look like without the stickers and the washi tape, but I actually like to sit down for like an hour a week and kind of put stickers everywhere, plan my week. This week was my boyfriend's birthday week. It gives me a chance to sit down, plan everything, make it look all cute, aesthetic, so that I actually want to go out and do the things I planned. This is this week's. Y'all just need a plan. Whether or not it's in a planner, put it on an app in your phone, have like a wall calendar. It's really important to stay organized, and on top of that, you really need to prioritize the things that are important in your life. Like, I know that everybody says that university and college is that time in your life that you're supposed to socialize, that you're supposed to party, you're supposed to get to know people, you're supposed to make your lifelong friends. And while that is also true, I feel like some people really get lost in the sauce. I think at the end of the day, you have to remember that education is the reason that you're at university, unless you're Olivia Jade. If you're paying for your university, like the majority of us are, it's not cheap. A class at my university, I think just to take was like $700 or $800, and then multiply that by how many you need to take in one calendar year, multiplied by 4 or 2 or 3, however many years you have. Education has to be your #1 priority, and if it's not, I can tell you right now, school is going to be very difficult for you. Don't stretch yourself too thin. Like I said, education is your priority, so make sure that the bulk of your time and your energy goes to that. It's important to be able to join clubs and go to the gym and teams and stuff like that, but I feel like really it's hard to balance school, a club, a team, hanging out with your friends, your mental health, studying, all of that all together, going to the gym. Like, it's hard to do it all, especially if university already spreads you thin. I don't know every single major, because for my major, I really had no time to do anything else. I'm sure with different majors, you might have time to do other things. In third year, I was at school from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. the majority of the week. So there wasn't really any time for me to commit to clubs. I remember in second year, I auditioned for the dance team at my university. When I made it through, they told me that the practices were like Tuesday and Friday every single week for like 3 or 4 hours. I'm like, girl, I do not have that time. I am so sorry, but I really don't have that time. Being social and being a part of a team or a club or something is something that you find really valuable in your university career. There are other ways that you can go about it. For example, a lot of the times, especially in first year, a lot of the times that my friends and I would hang out would actually be to go to a study room together. So we would all go and hang out in the study room, bring all of our notes and stuff, bring all of our stuff to study, and we would all study together. And although we were hanging out and kind of fooling around sometimes, at least we were there in that space to study and at the end of the day get our stuff done. Another tip that I have is to make studying fun. And I kind of touched on that in my last point. Even with just one person, going to a coffee shop to sit and to have a little study date, a little coffee date, it costs like $3, $4 maybe, to kind of just sit there and make a little date out of it. It doesn't have to be like you in your room crying and studying for 5 hours every single day. You can go out to the library with your friends. I like to make studying a little bit fun. I don't know how in the world anybody can make studying fun, but you can also make that a social interaction. I think that was really beneficial for me and how I kept myself sane, because I was at the coffee shop like all the time. The other tip that I have is to build a really, really good support system. Now, I know that obviously it's easier said than done, but for me, the fact that I had my classmates to lean on, the majority, like 90% of us just really vibed with everyone else, because we all had one goal, and it was to be in class, to pass all our classes, to pass all our labs, and at the end of the day, graduate, pass our board exam, and become medical laboratory technologists. That was all our end goal, and the fact that I really surrounded myself with those kind of people really, really helped and just catapult me into the right mindset. I forget who told, I think my boyfriend told me this, he read it in a book or something, like you are a sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So if the people that you're spending the most time with don't really care about school, all they care about is partying, drinking, drugs, whatever, going out, how can you expect to succeed in your education if the people that you're surrounded with don't care about their education? And to me, that was really, really important, because although a lot of my close friends, personally close friends, didn't have the same mindset as me because we're not in the same program, I took that as a chance to become closer with my classmates, because those are the kind of people that really helped me get my head on straight, especially with school. Like, it's very tempting when you come home and your roommates are all hanging out, they're having a good time, and you know, they don't have to worry about studying, or they're not worried about studying and they just want to party, play video games, whatever. It's very, very tempting to kind of sit on the couch with them, watch whatever they're watching on the TV, and forget about your commitments. And so that's why I liked to go to the library or go to the coffee shop or just go anywhere that wasn't home, and surround myself with people that were just like, yeah, we need to study. Yes, we need to do this test. We need to do these projects. It was really, really important for me to surround myself with people that had the same mindset as me, so that I could also become successful. That's not to say to give up on your friends that don't want the same things as you. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that choose to spend your time wisely on your days off that you really do have a day off. You know, go spend time with those friends and like have fun with those friends, because it's very important to have friends that aren't just school, 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 school. Like, you want to have fun too. Another tip that I have is that it's okay to fail, and it's okay to not do well, as long as you know that it's not the end of the world. Like, it's very, very important that you take your failures and your shortcomings with a grain of salt, but also use it as motivation to be better and use it as motivation to do better. Ask yourself, like, why did I do poorly in this? What did I not understand? And work on that. So if I didn't do well on an essay because I didn't spend enough time on it, well, now I know I need to be working on these essays a week in advance instead of, you know, doing it in 3 days. If you failed a test because you didn't study, you didn't plan properly, now you know to prioritize your time better. It's just the people that fail and really let their failure get to them and don't get out of bed, don't study, just keep doing the same things, that's when it's a problem, is if you just don't use that failure to fix the things that you're lacking at. These next 2 things that I want to talk about are like more substantial things that I think people should know about. I really liked Khan Academy on YouTube. There's plenty of resources on YouTube and online to teach you about topics that you're a little bit fuzzy about. It's almost even better than the way it's done in lecture, because you can pause the video, you can rewatch it, you can slow it down, you can pace it up. It all depends on you and just how you learn. I think that I found those videos really helpful, because if I was confused about it in lecture at that time, even though I had the PowerPoint notes and stuff and I wrote my own notes, it was hard for me to kind of picture it and remember how it works, because I am a visual learner and I'm also a kinetic learner, so I need to be able to see what is being taught and I need to be able to like almost physically show that I know what I'm talking about. So if I'm learning it via video, Khan Academy, for example, will draw out everything and show it in a very visually pleasing but also simple way for me to understand. And the way that I can really solidify that I understand is to be able to write it out myself physically or be able to teach somebody physically. Those little learning tips and tricks really help me to solidify something that I'm not entirely too sure about. So Khan Academy I really recommend, but overall in general, YouTube is your best friend in terms of learning. There's so much learning that is available to you. There's so much content on YouTube that you didn't even know existed until you go and look for it. And another thing that I also really recommend is Quizlet. Girl, Quizlet is just your best friend, okay? Quizlet is your best friend, number one, because sometimes there are answers to questions on your tests on there, like your online quizzes and stuff, sometimes they're on there. But what I mainly used Quizlet for, and I especially used this while I was studying for my board exam, is to give me questions that weren't necessarily made by my professors, weren't necessarily made by the people that taught me this, but they're made by sometimes outside people. So what it is like flashcards and stuff like that. So it'll have a question or a description and the answer. It would pull up a description of something and I would have to pick out of the answers which one it is. If my professor is constantly quizzing me every single week, I'm gonna get used to her questions and kind of know the way that she likes to put her multiple choice. Sometimes she likes the answer C more than she likes the answer D. And so that stuff may be helpful for you in the short run, but it's not gonna be helpful when you're writing your national exam and your professor is not the one that's writing these tests, or stuff like that. So it's really important that you really understand the content, and you can do that by using flashcards that other people make. You can make your own if that's what you want to do. And yeah, I think Quizlet is a really good tool that a lot of people don't know about that they should know about. And the last thing that I want to talk about, I know this video might seem like a lot. I promise I'm just only trying to help. The last little tidbit of advice that I have for you is that if you are in a program that requires an internship or placement, it is very imperative that you take that placement seriously. Like, you take that internship or placement as if it was a year long or 8 months long, however long your internship is. You take that as if it's like a year-long job interview. It is in your placement's best interest that they don't spend all this time training you and teaching you, at the end of the day not being able to maybe hire you, like especially when you're short-staffed in the hospital and stuff like that. If they want to hire somebody, it's almost better to hire the student that you were training for a year, because they already know the processes, they know the SOPs, they know how your laboratory works. And so if you do a really good job and you do what you're supposed to above and beyond. And so that's what happened with me. I got hired at my placement because I guess they liked me enough to keep me. And alternatively, if you don't take your placement seriously, if you just act like it's like, you know, nothing because you're not in school, you might not even get like a reference at all. Like if you get a reference, it might not be a good one. At the end of the day, if the people that were teaching you don't feel comfortable with being your reference because they don't know if they're gonna say nice things about you, that doesn't look good for you. If it becomes time for you to apply for jobs and you can't find anybody to give you a good reference. Okay, everybody, that is it for my video. I really hope that you guys liked it, and good luck to all of you going back to school or going to university for the first time, if you're in high school, whatever. I really hope that you kill this year. I hope that you have an amazing academic year, and I believe in you. Y'all do the thing. And also, I know, like I said, this video is not sponsored, but I do have like a coupon code, not a coupon code, like I have a code for the Erin Condren planners like this if you guys are interested, because they are like a little pricey, I'm not gonna lie, but I do have like a coupon code where if you use it you get $10 off, and then I get like a $10 credit or whatever. If this is not your thing, that's fine. You know, this is just what I love to do, and actually when I finish filming this video I'm gonna go and plan this week because it's fun and that's just what I want to do. So I'll put that stuff down below, and until next video guys, I will see you later. Bye!
Drought and famine, natural disasters. My baby has been around for me. Kingdoms are falling, angels be calling.